I would pay $500 to see Stephen A. Smith versus Charles Barkley or some crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's a real celebrity.
I would pay $1,000 to run Stephen A. Smith over with my car.
Well, listen, man. Nowadays, you got a lot of celebrities.
Yeah.
You know, you got a lot of celebrities that are. Hey, and shout out to them. You know, for example, the Paul brothers.
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
For
I
example,
wanted
the
to ask
Paul
you about
brothers.
those guys.
We shout out to them because they're doing what they have to do to get their eyes, to get people's eyes, and to get the views.
Right.
You know, respect. But I can't wait for them to come across somebody that'll punch them in the mouth and really see if they really want to fight.
Okay, this was my big beef, and I know you were going to talk about your connection to the Mayweather gym.
Well, I got you.
I was like, why won't Floyd just put these guys in a position where I'm a pro and you're a pretender?
Right.
Like, and I just felt like
And he did that
with
and he did that the first fight. I don't know if you remember, he got hit with that when he got hit with the uppercut and Floyd kind of held him up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
But I'm like, let him fall. Let us see this.
Right.
Man.
And so
I want to see that guy go down, man.
listen, for the love of the money, man.
I know that's
for the love of the. And so, like I said, shout out to them for doing what they got to get the views. But at the end of the day, it's like you got people that are literally putting their life on the line and training their. Hey, listen, forgive me if you will, but training their asses off to make it to make it to their pro debut.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And these guys are getting their first fight already on headlining pay-per-view.
And that's the thing. As a guy who's in that grind, does that sort of just irritate you on some level, or are you just okay with it?
I have to say respect once again. You know, if and listen, at the end of the day, if you don't market yourself, nobody's gonna market you for you.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna take care of your career better than you're gonna take care of your career. And if they're doing their thing, you know, marketing themselves that way, God bless them. You know, and if they've got that route. They had the whole YouTube thing from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? On Disney Channel.
Yeah.
You know,
been on
they were
for
on
a
Disney
while.
Channel. My
Yeah.
wife told me they were on Disney Channel. I don't remember them from Disney Channel. My wife told me they were from Disney Channel. But so they've had that following. You know?
Yeah, they do.
I think Walt was still on the Disney Channel when I was a kid.
But I think there's a bigger threat to boxing than just the Paul brothers, because I find a lot of interest in these celebrity matches, like these old football players,
Right.
or like I was
You got Frank Gore fighting
Frank
coming
Gore
up.
fighting
Yeah.
the old
Darren-
basketball
Darren-
player
Darren
Williams.
You know, like I would pay $500 to see Stephen A. Smith versus Charles Barkley or some crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's
I
real
would-
celebrity.
I would pay $1,000 to run Stephen A. Smith over with my car. I ain't taking chances.
You ain't
that
paying too much.
somebody's-
You ain't got to pay too much for that.
I ain't taking chances somebody's gonna hold Stephen A. up.
Like I think there's a real avenue. I think boxing could be headed towards that route of just these ludicrous boxing matches between talking heads or celebrities that have no background in boxing. At least the Paul brothers, especially the baby Paul brother, has been training and fighting for
Right.
last few years.
No, and I agree, and I think, and so it's funny that you say that, because now I don't know if you guys noticed the last two fights that were just put on for this past month, Teofimo and Cambosos, and then you had Davis when he
Last
fought
Sunday
Cruz
night.
this last past Saturday, yes sir,
Sunday
Sunday,
night, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Those are the best two fights that they've had on all year, and then you had Devin Haney on Saturday. Devin Haney feigning Jojo Diaz.
Because that's the thing. They're saying that in boxing, it's hard to get the best
To
match.
fight the best.
The
Because
best
everybody's
fights.
running from everybody, right?
Yeah, everybody wants
hot.
to keep that undefeated.
You got it, Bubba. You got it. Everybody wants to keep the old pink.
Everybody wants to
And
keep
so,
that, man.
but not everybody could be Floyd, you know.
Right.
Not everybody,
Right.
everybody could be Floyd, you know. And so that's really now, like I said, this past month really showed that there's still life in boxing.
For sure.
There's still life in boxing. They got good fights coming up.
My thing with the celebrity fights, to kind of address President, my thing is at some point, one of these celebrities who doesn't really do this is going to get badly hurt. And I think it's going to give a real pause to it at that point.
Yeah.
I like Frank Gore. I hope it's not him. But it's just, to me, there are levels to it, and you just can't like go into it cavalierly without that catching up to you at some point.
The first one we had heard of was what, Nate Robinson. That was the
He
first
got
one,
flattened.
and he got hurt.
He got hurt.
Yeah.
He went night. He got Pacquiao.
And so you would think that being the first one, you would think, okay, this is going to go away. But instead, it's like, well, Nate made
Brought the
this
hype.
X amount of money.
Well, I hate to say this, but I'm talking about something like
really
a
hurt.
death, or a guy's just not
'Cause it happens.
Paralyzed.
It can. I mean,
happens.
It happens with the pros.
It happens all the time.
And I think it'll catch a different vibe. Like right now, Nate's probably been the worst, but at the end of the day, he's basically okay. And a lot of these guys feel kind of empowered or interested.
Yeah.
They're athletic guys, they're competitive guys, and they look at it and go, "Hey, let me do this."
Well, like you said, we gotta give props to the, especially the younger Paul, right? He's definitely training. Like but that's why I'm looking forward to the opportunity for Tyron Woodley to try again.
Yeah.
Right, because he already tried, right?
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
and let's see what happens.
What
this
did
time.
what happened with the Tyrone? I mean,
Well, I mean, Tyrone, they complain about the decision, but it shouldn't have been a decision. Period. You're a professional fighter.
You know what I
You're
mean?
fighting a celebrity dude. It shouldn't have been a decision.
Take care of
period.
business.
You gotta take care of business. Yes, sir. I agree with you.
What about the whispers though that it was in the contract that he couldn't knock him out? You think there's anything to that, or does that seem a little ridiculous?
You know, it does seem ridiculous. I heard about the same thing with when Tyson and
Tyson.
you remember
and
Tyson?
Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah, Roy
so they were
Jones.
when they
That
fought, there
was
was
in the
apparently no
contract.
rules there too.
Yeah.
But again, I'm telling you, man, you got everybody trying to box again.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so
for
I
real.
feel like it's time where Floyd, as a promoter, all these promoters are like, okay, bet this is happening. We got to save our sport, and the only way to save our sport is to put on the fights that the people want to see.
Yeah, I hear you. I like that.
You know,
And that's where maybe like I'm not a big fan of the celebrity thing, and I'm not a big fan of the Paul brothers. Maybe though that's the upside of it. If it does force the guys that are really in it to put together better cards and really go after each other to draw the attention away from the circus fights, that could be a positive.
I'm with it.
Every situation presents an opportunity, and maybe that's the opportunity to be taken.
Exactly.
They're gonna have to.
I think that's what it's doing.